sir. Oh, okay. Yes, sir. No.
Good evening, everybody. Amen. It is time for us to go ahead and get started. Praise the Lord. We're glad that you came out to join us in this gospel revival. Anybody need reviving? You know, we're now into May, and it seems that life is speeding up on us. And sometimes you just need a good spiritual revival to rejuvenate you, charge your batteries, so you can keep running on to see what the end gonna be. Amen. But let's be holding on. We're gonna loose these song leaders, then we'll have our opening prayer, and then we'll sing till the preacher show up. Amen. Amen. Song leaders.
Amen, amen. Let's just say amen. Yeah. He said he's going to loose me tonight. Oh, Lord. We got to give you something real. Come on now. Page number 1 in our supplemental hymn books. Page number 1 in our supplemental hymn books. Amen. Sing hallelujah by and by. Come on, y'all. When we reach that city of God, New Jerusalem, well, we'll sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah.
this time, let us go to God in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, which art in heaven.
Yeah.
The Father that sit high, but yet and still you can look so low.
Yes.
The one that know all about each and every one of us, Lord, better than you know ourselves.
Yeah.
We come tonight, Father, to sing the praises of him unto you and get a portion of your word.
Yes.
Lord, but first, before I'd like to go into some of the things, Father, I want to give you praises for.
Yes.
Please forgive us, Lord, for all our shortcomings in during this day.
Yeah.
Whether it's in word, thought, or deed, Lord, please remove it out the book of memory and hold it against us no more.
Yeah.
But God, we know you has a will as well. And we know your will has to come to pass.
Yeah.
Father, we ask you to be in the midst of this meeting tonight. Bless the speaker that can come before us very short.
Yeah.
To break the bread of life unto us, Father, in the way that we all may receive it and to digest it, Father, in the way that will help each and every one of us.
Yeah.
Father, we ask a special prayer for each person that's represented here tonight, Lord.
Yes. Yes.
Intervene in them, whatever they are going through.
Yes.
Bring it to the altar and give it to Jesus tonight. You've been told it all day and all week. You haven't done anything with it. Give it to Jesus.
Yeah.
And he will fix it. But we have to be patient and wait on the Lord. Lord, bless this church here.
Yes.
Lord, keep us on the right pathway.
Yeah.
Asking a special blessing, Father, for all the churches in this Bay Area, as well all over the world in the United States. Father, we asking for more unity, love, and peace. God, most of all, continue to bring us together as one. And let us all realize God loves us all.
Yeah.
We all have something wrong with us. That's why we come to the clinic to get our medicine. That's why we come more time than others. That's why we come, because we all have something we're dealing with.
Yeah.
But God, we know you're a just God and you can do all things. And Father, we asking you to intervene in whatever we're dealing with. We want to give it to you tonight, Lord,
Yeah.
and let you handle it. Bless our children. Bless the one that's sick among us, Lord. Go by the hospital and the nursing home. And Lord, please don't forget those that are locked up in jail and in the prison.
My Lord.
Lord, touch their hearts in the way, Father, let them realize, regardless of whatever you have done, I will forgive you if you come to me and ask for forgiveness. Keep them upright, Lord. Give them a better pathway and let them realize, Father, that you're still on the throne. Bless our minister here, Brother Joe Tucker and his wife and children. Keep your loving arms around you. Uplift them, Father, in the way you know they stand in need of. And most of all, Father, bless us all. This is our prayer. We ask in Jesus' name. Let the church say, amen. Amen.
I'm going through, Lord, I'm going through. Well, I don't care what the world may decide to do. 'Cause I made up my mind, and I ain't gonna turn around. 'Cause I started with Jesus, and I'm going. Lord, you know that I'm going through. Well, I'm going through, Lord, I don't care what the world my mind. I got heaven in my view. Cause the story with Jesus and I'm going. Lord, you know that I'm going through. And I'm going through. Lord, I don't care what the world may decide to do. Cause I'm made up my mind. And I can't go turn around. Cause the story with Jesus and I'm going where it's time like me, where you need a friend to stand right there beside you until the end. But I made up my mind. I got heaven in mind, 'cause the story with Jesus and I'm going. Lord, you know that I'm going through. Well, I'm going through. Lord, I don't care what the world may decide to do. 'Cause I made up my mind. And I ain't gonna turn around. 'Cause the story with Jesus and I'm going. Lord, you know that I'm going through. Well, I'm going through. Lord, I don't care what the world may decide to do. 'Cause I made up my mind. And I ain't gonna turn around. 'Cause the story with Jesus and I'm going through. Say Adam, isn't it good just to be in the house of the Lord? You know, I go places that I love to go and I enjoy, but no place like the house. It is wonderful to be in God's house. We're already having some faith now. We're going to be good with this one. We pray we will be. If you ain't giving me a nerve. Yeah. God is moving, and I'm glad to see Him move to wake you up this morning. You know, the alarm clock did not wake you. If you believe the alarm clock woke you, go out to the graveyard and set one off and see if it'll wake anybody up out there. But it was the Lord who came into your room this morning, taught you with the finger of love, and woke you up one more time. And for that, I'm grateful to God, because He didn't have to do it. He did it just because He loves me. And the children used to sing a song, yes, Jesus loves me. For the Bible tells me so. Is that right? I'm having a marvelous time here with you. I've been telling it on you every day. Preachers called and said, Doc, how you enjoying yourself? And I said, I'm immeasurably enjoying the church and enjoying the preaching of the word, enjoying this preacher. I've been the length and breadth of this country numbers of times. There are not many cities and villages and hamlets and villages I've not preached in. But I have not been treated by a man of God any better than your preacher has treated me. We go some places and Friday night can't come quick enough. In fact, on Tuesday you're ready to go to the house. But I'm enjoying him, just fellowshipping. You know, across this country you meet a lot of people that you know at a distance. But you never get an opportunity to know them up close and personal. And I've got a chance this week just to break bread and to enjoy your preacher. And I'm certainly impressed with what his vision is for this church. And I like to see guys who preach for a church that has a vision for it. And he has a vision for you. And he loves you. And he loves the work of the Lord. And I just think that's fascinating. I enjoy that. So we turn in your Bibles, with it being said tonight, to 1 Samuel chapter, we'll do it again. 1 Samuel chapter 30. And we're going to visit together And we'll get a reader to get past all these big names in just a little bit, because these names will give you a little trouble. We're going to be reading from the King James Version. I like the American Standard and the New King James, but I'm just an old-time preacher. So I just stick with the old version called King James. Y'all all right? All right, so let's read a little bit, and then maybe we'll see what we got enough voice for a song somebody had asked last night, and we'll see how we do. If we don't, we just go ahead and preach, all right? It came to pass that when David and his men were come to Ziklag on the third day, that the Amalekites had invaded the south, and Ziklag, and smitten Ziklag, and burned it with fire. And had taken the women captive that were therein. They slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away, and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire. And their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captives. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep. And David's two wives were taken captives of Hinnom and Jezreelite, and Abigail, the wife of Nabal, the Carmelite. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people were grieved, and every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. Verse 7, and David said to Abiathar, the priest of the Ahimelech's son, I pray, bring me hither the ephod. And Abiathar brought thither the ephod to David. And David inquired at the Lord, saying in verse 8, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered him, pursue. For thou shalt surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. So David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook of Bezor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 abode behind, which were faint, that they could not go over the brook of Bezor. Verse 11, and they found an Egyptian in the field, a little black boy, brought him to David, and gave him bread, and he did eat. They made him drink water. They gave him a piece of a cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. And then when he had eaten, his spirit came again to him. For he eat no bread nor drink any water for 3 days and 3 nights. Verse 13, and David said unto him, to whom belongest thou? And what art thou? He said, I am a young man of Egypt, servant of the Amalekites, and my master left me because 3 days ago I fell sick. We made an invasion upon the south, the Israelites, and upon Cash, which belongeth to Judah, coast which belongeth to Judah, and upon the south of Caleb. And we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, canst thou bring me down to the company? And he said, swear unto me by God, that thou wilt neither kill me, nor deliver me into the hands of my master. And I'll tell it on. I'll bring it down to this company. Verse 16, and he brought him down, and behold, they were spread abroad upon all the earth, eating and drinking and dancing, because of all the great spoil they had taken out of the land of the Philistines and out of the land of Judah. And David smote them, verse 17, from the twilight early in the morning until the evening of the next day. And there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men, which rode upon camels and fled. And David, verse 18, David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away. And David rescued his 2 wives. I want to talk and tag this text. Take it back what belongs to you. Devil will steal stuff. And I want to tell you tonight and empower you to be able to take back what belongs to you. Y'all all right? All night I'm singing all day. You know the angel watches over me. Well, I sing all night. And it's all day. The angel watches over me. Well, I said it's all night. And it's all day. The angel watches over me. I tell you that is all. Supposed to be there. I'm just asking, y'all don't have to. You ever been in a spot and you knew you weren't supposed to be in that spot? Some of y'all sanctified children born again Christians. You told somebody you were were going one place, but you were really going, and you knew you weren't supposed to be there. And sometimes when you walk out, you look. I was asking. David is in a place where he's not supposed to be. David is actually running from Saul because Saul is trying to kill him. So what he did is that he ran over to the Philistine area, the enemies of Israel. And he told the king, he said, look here, I will fight with y'all and for y'all. But when y'all fight Israel, I ain't gonna fight with you. But anybody other than Israel, I will fight and kill them for you. But the king knew him to be a great warrior, and he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a whole city for you and your 600 men called Ziklag. David was not supposed to be in Ziklag. God had not authorized him to be over there. Just like some of us have not been authorized to be in the casino. I mean, I'll do y'all one in a moment. Just say glory. If I step on your toes, just say glory. A lot of us have been in unauthorized places, and here he is now with his 600 men in Ziklag, in the land of the enemies of Israel, fighting with his enemies. So they called David up and said, look, we got a battle against the Amalekites. We want you to come join us. We need you and your 600. Come on and let's go to war. David left Ziklag that morning. Left everything intact. His family was okay. Everybody was all right. He went to join the other fight. But when they finished the fight, David and his 600 men are now on their way back home to Ziklag. When they get there, they see the city burning down. They automatically knew that something bad had happened. And the Bible says these men started to cry. Let me tell you this, I'm going to drop this for the disparity between black men and women. You on an average live 7 years less than your wife does. On an average, your wife is going to spend your insurance money. Amen. Y'all all right? Wealthy man told his wife, when I die, I want all my money to be buried with me. I don't want you to have none of it. Make a promise to me that you won't keep none of my money. You didn't have nothing when I met you. I don't want you to have nothing when I'm gone. Make a promise that you won't keep my money. She said, on his dying bed, I will not. I'll make sure all your money is buried with you. And when he died, she wrote him a check. Y'all all right? Someplace he wasn't supposed to be, fighting some enemies that were not his. But the king would ask him to come over, and he started crying. Now, black men, let me tell you this. We were taught as children not to cry. Men don't cry. A little 4-year-old or 3-year-old fell, scraped his arm. Don't cry. You're a man. He ain't no man. He a 4-year-old boy with a scraped arm who need to cry. Women will tell you, I can't stand no crying, man. That's why you live longer. We do not, as black males, we are oppressed as a group of men. I'm just doing a little history with y'all. Y'all might as well say it, man. I'm going to do it anyway. We're oppressed. We're the most hunted group of men that ever has been in a nation. The most oppressed group of people ever been in a nation. African American males. We constitute, y'all might as well say it, you know, I get that. We are 13% of the population, yet 40% of the prison population. Black males, 1,300,000 young black males between 14 and 40 are locked up tonight. More in jail than on college campuses. We die in the streets. Because the older die before our wife, because we have not learned how to express our emotions. Except in anger. Amen. Anger. Every once in a while, this is black man, there's something that'll drive you to your knees.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
You can't help but let tears roll from your eyes. Don't feel like you're some weakling and some little punky-fied man. You are not, because you cry. Tears are an indication that you are a strong man. You ain't trying to hide how you feel. Ooh, I'm looking at some men right now. I can't stand no crying now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Learn how. Black man, this is the context. Learn how to express your emotions. Other than when you're angry. That'll do more than beat your child. Learn how to pick them up. There's a word for a parent in the Bible called paraklesis. Learn how to comfort. Weep with those who weep.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Oh, y'all are quiet, but I ain't gonna take it back. Let me tell you about these men who were crying. They were David's mighty men. Do your research. These were men when David was in a cave and said, I want some water. They fought all night long to go to the brooks of Israel to get David one drink of water. They fought and killed hundreds of men. One man who was a mighty man could deal with 20 men.
Yes, sir. Bad boy.
They were not men who were wimps. One man could whip 20. They were called mighty men of David. Y'all remember when David, amen, Uriah, you remember him? He was one of David's mighty men. They were not weaklings, so men learn how to be like David every once in a while. When life drives you down to your knees, learn how. Sometimes let a tear fall. They cried until they had no more tears to cry. Amen. Well, let that soak in on y'all for a moment. And you women who say, I can't stand, go crying, man. Reassess your judgment.
Amen.
Why were they crying? Because they believed that their folks were dead. All of their children were gone. All their assets were gone. They had nothing left but a burning city. But David was a good leader. Watch this now. David, in verse 6, who's reading with me tonight? David was
greatly
distressed. Why?
For the people spake of stoning him.
Because he had led them over to the land of the Philistines. He had led them, amen, to that battle that morning. He had led them out, and while he led them, their families were killed. So they needed somebody to blame. When you are a leader, get ready. Somebody is going to blame you when something don't go right. Any leaders in this house, any preachers in this house? When things don't go the way folk expect, they'll turn on you in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
These were guys who had depended on David for their livelihood. We're preaching a little about it. I don't think I am. But now when things turn around, don't ever be surprised at who may turn on you. Sometimes the folk you help the most are the folk who are. Is there witness in the house? Folk you helped when they were down, that you thought would be there for you. Those are the folk that will. Don't ever be surprised at how quickly folk will turn on you. but stand firm. David was distressed. He had his own problem, but those who were with him spoke of stoning him. Read on.
Because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons,
Read.
for his daughters.
Read.
But David encouraged himself.
Conjunction, what's your function? Y'all watch that? David, when everybody was talking about killing him, everybody wanted to turn on him. David encouraged himself. I teach my kids that sometimes the only place you will find a helping hand is at the end of your own arm. You hear me? Play it again when you go home. Sometimes when you're looking for somebody to extend a helping hand, you won't find it except at the end of your own arm. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself in the Lord. When you're down, nobody's coming back. Nobody's going to say, can I help you? Nobody's going to lend you anything. Nobody's going to give you nothing. You got to get up. And get it the best way you know how. Encourage yourself. Is there anybody who had to encourage themselves in this building? You ever felt like you in a crowd and didn't have nobody with you? Am I talking to anybody here? You ever felt like all your loved ones really don't understand what you're going through? You try to talk to them about your problem, they say, girl, that ain't nothing. Let me tell you what's wrong with me. You can't even get yours out before they want to tell you what's going on wrong with them. Have you ever felt like that? That nobody in this old wicked world understands or cares about you? You have to learn to encourage yourself. How you do that, you have to learn how. Now, on the way sometimes to church, I get encouraged on the way to church. But I know when I get to church, somebody got some mess waiting on me at church. Huh? Anybody understand what I'm saying? On the way to the job, you better learn how to encourage yourself on the way to work. And when you get there, you got something waiting on you. So on the way to work, I will enjoy and encourage myself in the Lord. I put on a little Chris Turner every once in a while. And I'll jam it all the way out. As a matter of fact, some young people roll up on me with their 20s on, and they got the top back, and they so I squat and do it. They got theirs jacked up. I jack Chris up. Now with me? Go on and you can rock with yours. I can rock with mine. I'm not one of those that back down anymore. I'm not afraid that I'm a child of God. And I've learned that God can do it for me. Amen. Y'all with me? Learn how to encourage yourself. I like to look at something funny before I go to bed because the world is heavy. I'll laugh before I go to bed because I know in the morning I ain't going to laugh much. I've done 2 funerals in one day. I've done counseling in one day where somebody was shot, some kid was shot. I've gone to jails in one day. I've gone where kids were locked up. I've done all of that in one day. But I get home, I have to learn how to encourage myself. And I don't take calls from folk who gonna bring me down after 9. He ain't there, they don't wait till in the morning. They'll still be there in the morning. Preachers jumping up, running. Somebody died at 12 o'clock, 12:05. They want you to be there. You can't raise him up. You still gonna be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I'm saying some things now. You get you sideways. Learn how to, we're supposed to leave church because they don't know how to encourage themselves. You know there's some negative folk in where I preach in church. Y'all don't have any here because y'all are blessed church. Y'all have no negative folk in it. But at my church where I preach, there are folk who will make you feel bad time you walk in the door. Anybody been in another church? You know what I'm doing? Not here now, but you ever been there? Folk, they're talking about your hair, they're talking about your purse, they're talking about your dress, they're talking about your shoes, they're talking about your hairdo. There's some folk that'll take every bit of joy you got when you walk in that door if you let them. But I will not allow it to happen anymore. I've learned how to encourage myself. And I get rid of folk, amen, who are close to me, who only want to bring you down. I don't care if you're kidding me. I ain't got time for you. You're going to bring me down. I know what I did yesterday. I know I'm not good. I know I'm not perfect. Hello? You know you had a child out of wedlock. Don't let everybody keep bringing that child up out of wedlock. That was 40 years ago. Besides, you did some stuff I just don't know about it. I know I bring it up on you. I know I was a drunk and chased women 35 years ago, but I got a right to be on the communion table. That was 35 years ago. I'm not going to let you continue to work me down because of what I did yesterday. Hello, Church of Christ. We are some folk that will beat you up. Hallelujah. Preach plate, now I am. We're down your street in a minute. I'm going to give you some preaching in a minute. David encouraged himself. When you can't find anybody else to encourage you, learn how to encourage yourself. And you'll keep going when you won't quit. Read on a little further. Let's get this text down.
And David said to Abiathar the priest,
He said to Abiathar, what did he say to him?
Ahimelech's son.
He went to the man of God. Whatever you want to get back what belongs to you, go to the right place. Huh? The whiskey store won't bring it back to you. Let me say something, say it again. Hennessy won't bring it back. Grey Goose won't bring it back. Seagram 7 won't bring it back. Wild Irish Rose won't bring it back. Hello? I told y'all Sunday I read a lot, and I read all them names in the book. Weed won't bring it back. Crack cocaine won't bring it back. And I learned that many of you sitting right here with me tonight who act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all got some weed in your purses and pockets right now. And all of them ain't young folk, there's some old weed smokers in there. Spraying cologne when you walk in the door. That's weed and cologne. That's all that is. I'll be there in a little while, don't y'all leave me. You got to go to the right place. He went to the man of God. I believe that you ought to have a man of God where you labor.
Amen.
That when you're down and you don't know where to go, you ought to be able to go to the man of God.
Amen. Oh, yeah.
Do you realize that there were some things when I was married to Trish for 37 years, almost 40 years, the same woman. She would ask me, what did she want? I said, if she had wanted you to know.
Lord bless.
I said, if she wanted you to know, darling, she would have. When you come to me with your problem remains with me. Y'all get quiet for once, I'll add more to it before I take it back. My wife was not the preacher for the church. She was not the man of God. I was. And I know that if I told her too much, she'd be like some of y'all, she'd judge them by what they had done. I'm not here to judge anybody for what they've done. I'm here to help you out of the mess. Listen, if you ever see me drowning, don't discuss how I got in the water. Until you get me out of the water, then talk about it. Should have had better sense to be around the water. Knew he couldn't swim. You don't know how I got in the water. Somebody could have thrown me in. Get done. I'm harder than some folk on Tuesday night. You know when we're that kind of folk will come to church?
Oh, yeah.
Because all of us got something to do. Nobody in here, I don't care from the pulpit to the back door, got a halo and wings on their back. This is that costume on. From the pulpit to the back door, all of us need the grace of God. And I'm not one of those who try to put me so high above everybody else that when I fall down, you can't identify with me. I struggle in this world like everybody else struggles in this world. Amen. He went to the man of God. He said, look, I need, sometimes in life you need a man of God. He helped me with your read.
I pray thee, bring me hither the ephod.
He said, man of God, bring me the ephod, which represented the presence of God.
All right.
What I'm getting ready to do is now is take my problem to the Lord. I'm going to take my problem to God. Bring me the ephod, which represents the presence of God. It's with us. We're in a strange land. I'll not be here, but I brought God over here with me. I didn't leave God over in Israel. I brought the presence of God with me. Don't you know that even when you mess up, and I'm so glad I learned better, because I used to be in a church where you had messed up, and they knew you had messed up. They passed the communion by you and go to the next person and wouldn't offer it to you because they knew you had messed up. And they would use the word unworthily. If we had to be worthy to take the communion, none of us could take the communion. People like, I know I have. Hey man, don't you know that all of us come short of the glory of God? Bring me the ephod. Let me talk to God, and I want to keep God with me even when I'm in strange places. There'll be some God in you, even when you know you ain't doing quite what's right. It's the God in you that lets you know you ain't doing right. Amen. Read on.
And Abiathar brought the ephod to David. And David inquired at the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after this?
Lord, before I do anything about getting back what they stole from me, what shall I do? I'm glad he asked the right person that question. You need to be careful about who you ask what I should do. Amen. If you ask a sinner what they should do, they'll tell you a sinner's stuff to do. And you need to be careful about asking some Christians what you should do. Let me tell you, listen, you married women. Whenever you start asking a woman what you should do about your husband, be careful who you ask. Be careful who you ask about your man. Then I would tell you, girl, if I was you, I'd tell him to get his stuff and get out the house. I wouldn't put up with that 2 cents worth. And time you said, scat, she said, here, kitty. Careful who you tell your problems to. Careful who you confide in the body of Christ. Amen, like bro. I'm gonna help somebody here. Somebody already been through what I just said. We don't push us here.
Shall I overtake them?
And Lord, my question is, shall I pursue, number one? And if I pursue, will I overtake them? Read.
And he answered him,
pursue. All he had to say was one word. Go get it. You and God can do whatever you and God decide y'all want to do. What's the Bible? Philippians 4. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There's some folks right here tonight see this lesson because you don't believe you can do it. You don't believe you can turn it around, but you and God can do whatever y'all want to do. You can't do it by yourself. But put God in the equation. And watch God turn it around. I'm not just saying that because I'm a preacher. I've seen it in my life. I've taken evil brethren to God. Amen. I've gotten in my prayer chair at 4 in the morning and called all of their names.
Lord bless. Lord bless.
And asked God to look at thunder came. God, you know them. They're impeding the progress of the church. Holding the church back. Lord, intervene.
Yes, sir.
Lord, move. Lord, handle it. And let me tell you what, God can.
Oh, yeah.
When you start standing in God's way, God will do some stuff that you won't like. I looked up and somebody got sick. I looked up and somebody passed away. I looked up, somebody's child had died. I looked up, somebody had been bankrupt. And when God brings you to your knees, you think different. You don't want me to start praying on you. I ain't got to get you. I just start telling God about you. And God will get you. He promised me, I'll make your enemies your footstool. Did you hear what I just said? God promised me, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord. Don't start me praying on me. Lord, David said, Lord, shall I pursue? I know I'm at a place where I'll not be. I know I shouldn't be over here.
All right.
But this mess has got a hold of me.
All right.
And Lord, I need you to come see about me right now. Lord, I'm missing my children. I done cried long enough. It's time for me to get up now and do something about this situation. Shall I pursue? And the Lord said, pursue. Watch this, read. Thou shalt surely overtake them.
And without fail become
And without fail you shall take back everything the devil stole from you. Surely you shall get it back. God's promise is true. Well, I feel some help coming on here now. When God tells you it can be done, it can be done. Huh? When you started this building program, somebody said, where you going to get the money from? I told them, when I built this building, the brand new building in Tulsa, I said, I got good news for you. They said, what's the good news? I said, I got bad news for you. They said, what's the good news first? I said, we got all the money that we need to build this building. They started clapping. They said, what's the bad news? I said, it's in your pocket. Somebody said it's an idle promise. It won't get done. Other preachers said they were going to do it, and other preachers didn't do it. I'm not other preachers. God and I can get it done. Well, I just could not get it done. Not because I'm smart. It's just God uses empty vessels. I walk by faith and not by sight. Every word of God's word is true. I tell young men, stay in the word. Preach the word. I heard Paul say to the young man, preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Is that right? Stay in the word. And God's word says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. All things are possible to those that believe it to be so. I believe God's word. I believe that it can part waters and calm raging seas. God can open doors for me. Oh, let's go. I'm feeling good now. Let's go ahead and close this while I'm feeling good. Amen. Go ahead.
So David went he and the 600 men
600 men
that were with him
started out toward those rascals who were taking everybody. Now they're through crying and they're walking and marching now. When you get through crying, get up. Don't cry all the time. When you get through crying, get up. When you get through praying, get up. And start moving in the direction that God said go. You can't stay on your knees all the time. When you've been on your knees, get up. And they started moving. 600 mighty men moving with David. Now they don't want to kill him. They're following him. That's why you can't fool with people. They're fickle. One minute they want to stone him and now they're walking behind him. Amen. Did you hear me? Yeah, David is now leading them. David didn't even act like he was concerned about it. He just kept on talking to God. Watch this, they're marching now toward the guys who took everything for them. Watch what happens, read.
it came to the brook Bezah,
Came to Bizarre.
where that were left behind saved. But David pursued. He and 400 men.
200 men got so tired they couldn't go no further. We've been fighting so long. We have been hurting for so long. We've been away from Israel for so long. Our strength is gone. We can't go no farther. David said, y'all stay here and rest. All right, we'll be back after a while. 400 still following David. Watch this.
But 200 abode behind, which were so faint that they could not go over the brook Bezah.
Read.
And they found an Egyptian in the field.
They found the little black boy in the field. I like to talk about this little black boy. They left him, and they left him for dead. Watch what did God do. God, if he says do it, he'll supply the way to get it done. God put folk in your way to get done what he told you can do. They left. This little black boy wasn't left accidentally. God arranged it for him to leave this little black boy in the way that field where he was. Read.
They brought him to David.
They brought him to David.
And gave him bread.
And gave him bread.
And he did eat.
And he did eat.
And they made him drink water.
And they made him drink water.
And they gave him a piece of a cake of
They
meat.
gave him a little meal, a little cake. Go ahead.
And 2 clusters of raisins.
And some raisins.
And when he had eaten,
No, he fed him good. Amen. Y'all know how us black folk love some food. Amen. If you ain't serving no dinner on fellowship, your crowd ain't gonna be good. But get some chicken and some green beans and some corn. And you got a little crowd coming. And they'll ask, are y'all serving today? Yeah, I'm going over there. Y'all ain't serving? You ain't, and y'all know I'm telling the truth. And they better not be stingy with the chicken. They won't give you but one piece of chicken. I'm talking now. And so they fed this little black boy real well. Read.
his spirit came again to him.
His spirit came again. I'm reading.
For he had eaten no bread, not drunk any water. 3 days.
For 3 days he'd been hungry. Now his little belly is full. Watch this, read.
And David said unto him,
To
whom belong
Hey, little black boy, who do you belong to? Read.
And whence art thou?
And whence art thou?
And he said,
I
am a young man of Egypt.
I'm a young man of Egypt. Read.
Servant to an Amalekite.
I've served the Amalekites. Go ahead.
And my master left me. Because 3 days ago, I fell sick. Read. We made an invasion upon the south of the chariot.
We went up there and we raided y'all's village. Go read.
And upon the coast which belonged to Judah.
Read.
And upon the south of Caleb. And we burned Ziklag.
To the ground. I'm gonna tell the truth about me. At least this was a truth-telling little black boy. He didn't lie. You know how we'll lie in a minute, man. He said, yeah, I did it. I was with them when they burned Ziklag. Read.
And David said to him, Canst thou bring me down to the
Can you tell me where those rascals are that burned my village? Read.
And he said,
unto him,
swear to me by God.
First, before I tell you where they are, let's do some negotiation. This was an intelligent. They trying to make us think we didn't have good sense. We've had good sense for a long time. This little black boy was a little boy. He said, before I tell you, let's negotiate. And here are the terms of my agreement with you. First of all, you got to agree not to give me back to my master. Because that rascal wasn't no good in the first place. Is that right? And David said, all right, you got it. He said, second of all, you got to agree not to kill me. And David said, okay, little boy, you got to learn, black boys, how to negotiate. Learn how to talk. Learn how to use your brain for more than something to put your head up there on top of. put some parts in your head. Black boy, pull your pants up off your butt and start showing your underwear. Use what God has given you. Y'all ain't gotta say it, man. You are intelligent, young man. Learn how to talk. Don't be using your hand talking like you trying to rap. You can't rap. Learn how to talk. Amen. Y'all ain't gotta say it, man. It's right on anyhow. Learn how to make a sentence. Learn subject and verb agreement. So when you get a job, so you know how to talk to your boss. Wear some clothes that got good sense and get your pants up and learn how to walk in and say, yes, sir, I am looking for a job. No, can you give me this, bro? No, I can't give you nothing. Amen. Y'all ain't got to say it, man. I'm telling you something that your daddy ought to tell you in the first place. Amen. I saw a boy today. I was up there. He got his pants all down here. His BBD's way up here. I want to just, amen. But I gotta go ahead and finish my lesson anyway. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. So they're looking at me like some of y'all grandboys are like that. My grandboy would have come in the house looking like that. I'd beat his behind before he got in the door. Pull your pants up. Amen. I'll make him right now. When he started using broken English, I said, boy, what did you say? I said, no, make a sentence. Subject, verb, agreement. This world is a cold place. It ain't gonna give you nothing. You gotta learn how to work and talk and get what you need. Oh, I'm bothering some of y'all. Look, that boy negotiated his terms. He said, now these are my terms. Do you accept them? Watch what David said. Read on.
And when he had brought him down, behold, there were spread abroad.
David accepted his term and he took him right down to where the rascals were. Let me tell you something. If God says you can do it, he'll put somebody in your way to lead you right to where they were. And so watch what happened. Let's cover this close and say, read.
Abroad upon the earth, eating and drinking, and dancing, because they
were down there having a party. They were eating and dancing off of David's them stuff and everybody else's stuff that they had taken. They didn't know that God was looking right at them. They didn't know that God had decided to let David take them by storm. They didn't know that God that they were messing with. They didn't know that David was God's child. They didn't know that David was on that tractor. They didn't know that little black boy they left behind was going to tell everything he knew. Amen. And so he didn't read.
And David smote them.
David smote them from the twilight even until the next day. David beat them all day long, all night long until the next day. Is that right? Read it.
And there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men
who got up and ran. Read.
Which rode upon camels and fled.
Read.
And David recovered all.
David recovered all that they took from him. Everything they got, David took it back. Read.
And David rescued his 2 wives.
And rescued and bless his heart, he had 2 of them. Amen. Bless his heart. Hallelujah. Lord have mercy. 2 of them. Amen. And he was glad to get them both back. Amen. Yeah, read on a little further.
And there was nothing like it to them.
There was nothing like it unto them.
Neither small nor great.
Read.
Neither sons nor daughters.
Yeah.
Neither spoil nor anything they had taken.
Read.
To them, David recovered.
David not only got what he had lost, but he got more than what he had lost. They recovered everything that they took, and then he got everything they took from other folk. God will bless you in abundance when you follow his direction. Then watch this. I don't have time to read it. Just ready to close it up. Then when he got all the stuff, the 400 said, look here, we ain't giving them 200 that stayed behind nothing. They didn't fight. They didn't go on. We ain't giving them nothing. But David said, yes, we are. They are our brothers. We're going to give it to them just like they fought with us. We're not going to mistreat nobody. Let me tell you something. When God bless you, don't mistreat nobody. Oh, I need to close on that. When God bless you, don't mistreat nobody. Don't think because you got $2 of being broke, above being broke, that you can mistreat people. Don't you think that because you live in a different area code and a different zip code that you can mistreat other folk. Don't you think because you can wear a mink coat and I have to shop at Kmart. Don't you think that you're better than I am. Don't you think because you got a better education than I got that I can't talk like you talk that you are better than me. Don't you think because your weed costs more than mine and your, amen, that somehow better you better than I am. Don't you think because your kids go to an Ivy League school and mine go to community college that you are somehow better than me. Don't you think because you wear diamonds and I wear that imitation stuff that you are better than me. Don't you think that because your shoes are crocodiles and mine are patent leather that you are better than me. Don't you think that because your mama was in this church before I got here and your daddy ran the church that it makes you better than I just came in the other day. Don't you know that you ain't no better than I am? All of us need to learn how to treat folk. When you've been blessed, learn how to bless somebody else. I walk in tonight in my blessing. I bless somebody every day. Thank God that God and I can get it done. God's been my helper. God's been my keeper. God has been my way maker. God kept me when nobody was there. God dried my tears. God walked me in the middle of the night. When nobody else held me. Ain't nobody treat me like God. Love me when I'm wrong. He takes care of me when I'm right. He takes care of my family. He takes care of my health. He takes care of my need. He takes care of my job. Ain't nobody like it. Won't nobody treat me that way. But I know God. Yes, you can. When you learn how to treat people, don't ever think you're better than somebody else. There are folk all around you who think they're better than you. We got preachers walking around with their heads in the air because they have a theological degree. I may not have a degree and have 10 members, but you ain't no better than me. I don't care what school you went to to rub your head on. It ought to taught you enough sense that you treat folk right. Oh, before I take it back, I'll add more to it. Honestly, we have a class system in the church. It's an unspoken class system. You know, if you drive one of those certain kind of cars and you believe, okay, I'm smoking when I drive up with my little car smoking, you know, you look at me, oh, well, yes. You drop more in the collection plate than I drop. You drop 500 in there because you got a 500 job. I got a $10 job and I drop 10 in. What makes you more than me because you drop 500? I have people in my church who thought that I would make a difference between them and others because they were my heavy givers. They wanted favors. They wanted political favors from me because they gave the most money and they felt like they should have the most say. When I told them you don't have any more say than the person who got baptized last night, because we all want to put it across. Now I'm going to listen to both of y'all. I've been doing this for the last 40 years. Well, train somebody else to do it, so when you're down, somebody will know how to do it. Don't get mad because this person can do it better than you. I'm training young men right now. I've trained 16 young men to preach the gospel. Many of them have churches across this nation because I know one day I'm going to die. And North Peoria is going to need a preacher. Any one of the ones I've trained can come take my place because I'm not here always. Brother, you fussing about who's going to run the kitchen. You ought to be training somebody to run the kitchen. I don't know about y'all. I know where I am. Take a young man or a young woman and bring that young man or that young woman close to you and say, I'm going to teach you what I know. Ain't about me. Flesh and blood shall pass away. I built an office. They thought I built the office for me. Oh, Yours ain't for me, it's for the next guy to come along. Well, you need all that. Because I need all of it. Mm-hmm. Amen. If we do that and treat folk right, God has a blessing. God has a blessing. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. I believe there's somebody here tonight who needs to obey the gospel. There's someone sitting here. There's some young woman or some young man who's ready to obey the gospel. And you are fearful about walking down because you don't want to be in front of a crowd. You don't want these folks to see you because you're nervous about walking down in front of them. What I want you to do, if there's a young man or young woman who wants to obey the gospel and you know it, I want you to just take them by the hand and say, look, baby, I'll walk with you. You won't have to stand by yourself. I'll stand with you. And grab them by the hand and come on down tonight. And so let's go to Jesus. You come by faith, repentance, and baptism. The water's ready. And there's some young woman or some young man ready tonight. Come on tonight. Come on. Come on. Come on, get in this water. Be added to the body of Christ. Come by faith, repentance, and baptism. Come on right now. Don't wait because the Lord will steal the word from your heart. Come on right now. Just say, I walk with you. There's some woman and some man standing here who need to come down for prayer tonight because you need to recover what the devil took from you. He stole all of your joy. You don't have any left. You've been crying and crying and crying. It's time to stop crying and get up and recover what the devil took from you. If the devil took it from you, reclaim it tonight. If you don't want to walk by yourself, ask the person next to you, will you walk with me? And come on down, this is prayer time tonight. Prayer changes things. You shall recover it all. You recover everything the devil took from you. Start walking tonight. Come on, walk. Come on, walk. Come on, walk. Come on, walk. Don't be embarrassed. Don't let this crowd keep you. This is prayer time. Come on. Amen. Well, baby, I need to come. I need to get it right. I've struggled. I'm struggling now. I need to get some prayer in my life. Come on. Somebody's in your way. Ask me to let you back. Come on. This is prayer time tonight. This is prayer time. Come on. Come on. Move toward the front of the building. Move toward the front of the building. Come now. While the blood yet runs warm in your vein. Come now. We'll wait on you. Take time to wait on you. Come on. You feel that gentle push in your back. Come now. Come now. Give it to God. Give it to God. God bless you. The others are here. Come on. This is prayer time. This is prayer time. Yield not to temptation, for yielding is sin. Well, I need each victory will have. Oh, somebody to win. Go on and fight and fulfill all what I've done. Your passions of you will and look ever to Jesus. And because of my Jesus, and why don't you ask the Savior to One night, come back tomorrow night, and we're going to have a hallelujah shouting good time. God bless you.
Again, in the church, amen.